Meet Alex and David, two 18-year-old friends with a shared ambition to become rich. They both start out with similar backgrounds, intelligence, and dreams. Fast forward 25 years and their lives look completely different. One is a millionaire, while the other is still struggling to make ends meet. What happened along the way? Their story isn't about luck or genius, but about the choices they made and the paths they followed. Let's dive into their journeys and see how small decisions can lead to dramatically different outcomes. Alex was drawn to the idea of quick riches. He spent years buying lottery tickets, hoping for that one big win that would change his life overnight. The thrill of possibility kept him coming back, but the odds were never in his favor. Meanwhile, David watched Alex's efforts and decided to focus on things he could control. He wasn't interested in luck or shortcuts. Instead, he looked for opportunities where his actions could make a real difference. This early decision set the stage for their very different financial futures. Both Alex and David noticed that some people seemed to have it easy, inheriting wealth from their families, but neither of them had that option. They couldn't choose their parents or their starting point in life. Instead of dwelling on what they didn't have, they decided to focus on building their own wealth. This realization was important. While some advantages are out of your hands, your actions and mindset are always within your control. Both friends committed to forging their own paths. At age 22, both Alex and David entered the workforce. Alex believed that nobody ever got rich from a regular 9-to-5 job. He saw his paycheck as just a means to get by, not a tool for building wealth. David, on the other hand, had a different approach. He started investing $500 every month into low-cost index funds. Even when the market crashed and recovered, David stayed consistent. He understood that building wealth was a long game, not a sprint. David's investment journey wasn't always smooth. The market crashed, recovered, and crashed again. But David kept investing, trusting the process and the power of compounding. He didn't panic or try to time the market. Instead, he focused on the long term, knowing that patience would pay off. This discipline set him apart from many others who gave up or made emotional decisions during tough times. While David stuck with his steady investment plan, Alex decided to try something new: real estate. He bought a rental property, learning about leverage and rental income. For the first time, Alex saw how owning assets could generate wealth over time. The experience taught him valuable lessons about risk, reward, and the importance of making informed decisions. Real estate became a key part of his financial journey. Soon, the world was buzzing about cryptocurrency. Alex jumped in during the excitement, hoping for another quick win. His portfolio soared as prices skyrocketed, but when the market turned, his gains vanished almost overnight. The roller coaster ride was thrilling but risky. David, meanwhile, stayed disciplined and continued his steady investing, avoiding the hype and sticking to his plan. David's approach was simple but powerful: invest consistently no matter what the market was doing. He didn't chase trends or get distracted by the latest fads. Instead, he focused on what he could control: his savings rate, his investment choices, and his patience. Over time, these habits began to pay off, even if the progress was slow at first. Years later, David decided to start a small YouTube channel. Growth was slow, and it took time to build an audience. But David was patient, focusing on creating value and building trust with his viewers. Eventually, his audience grew, and the channel became a business in its own right. This side hustle added another stream of income and taught David the value of ownership and persistence. Both friends eventually realized that many of the world's largest fortunes came from ownership, owning businesses, assets, and equity. It wasn't about working harder or finding a secret formula. The real wealth was built by owning things that could grow in value over time. This insight changed how they thought about money and success. By age 50, neither Alex nor David could attribute their financial outcomes to luck or secrets. Their wealth, or lack of it, was shaped by years of patience, ownership, investing, and long-term thinking. They learned that real success comes from doing the right things consistently, even when it feels slow or boring. The real secret to getting rich isn't about finding shortcuts. Most people don't get rich because they stumble upon a hidden trick or a lucky break. Instead, they spend decades doing things that most people find too boring or too slow to continue. It's the power of discipline and persistence that makes the difference in the long run. Looking back, it's clear that the small choices Alex and David made every day added up over time. Whether it was choosing to invest, start a side hustle, or avoid risky shortcuts, each decision shaped their financial future. The lesson is simple: your daily habits and choices have a bigger impact than you might think. Both Alex and David made mistakes along the way. Alex lost money chasing trends, while David sometimes doubted his slow approach. But each mistake was a learning opportunity. They adjusted their strategies, learned to be patient, and focused on what worked. Mistakes are part of the journey to success. Consistency turned out to be one of the most important factors in building wealth. David's steady investments and commitment to his side hustle paid off over time. Even when progress was slow, he kept going. Alex learned that jumping from one opportunity to another rarely leads to lasting success. The world is full of distractions, get-rich-quick schemes, hot new investments, and endless advice. David learned to tune out the noise and focus on his plan. Alex, on the other hand, often got sidetracked by the latest trends. Staying focused made all the difference in the long run. Wealth isn't built overnight. It's the result of good habits practiced over many years. David's habit of saving and investing regularly became the foundation of his financial success. Alex realized that without strong habits, it's easy to lose momentum and fall behind. Time is one of the most powerful tools for building wealth. The earlier you start, the more your investments can grow. David's early start gave him a huge advantage, while Alex's delays made it harder to catch up. The lesson: start as soon as you can and let time work for you. In the end, Alex and David's financial outcomes were shaped by their choices, habits, and persistence. One became wealthy by focusing on ownership, investing, and patience. The other struggled because he chased shortcuts and got distracted by trends. Their story shows that anyone can build wealth with the right mindset and action. So what can you learn from Alex and David? The journey to wealth isn't about luck or secrets. It's about making smart choices, building good habits, and staying patient for years. If you focus on ownership, investing, and long-term thinking, you can shape your own financial future, one step at a time.